my life. Even before I could read, I knew that we were rich, and it had been impressed on me that there were only a handful of other families whose wealth could be compared to our own. "You're a very special young lady, Abigail Gentian," was what my mother told me on one of the many occasions when her ageless face addressed me from one of the house's panes. "You're going to do great things with your life." She had no idea. It did not take me long to realize that the little boy must also be the child of a rich family. He came on his own ship, not one of the company-owned liners that occasionally conveyed lesser mortals to and from our planetoid. I would watch it arrive from deep space, slowing down on a spike of cobalt flame before stopping above the outer wings of the house, pirouetting into a landing configuration, flinging out skeletal landing legs and lowering with elegant precision onto the designated touchdown pad. Our family symbol was a black cinquefoil. His was a pair of intermeshing cogs, the emblem painted on the ship's sleek, flanged hull. As soon as the shuttle was down, I would rush from the belvedere, almost tumbling down the tightly wound spiral stairs threading the tower. Whichever clone nanny was looking after me that day would take me to one of the elevators, and we would travel up, down, and sideways until we reached the docking wing. We usually got there just as the little boy was coming out, taking hesitant steps down the long, carpeted ramp from his ship, with two robots gliding alongside him. The robots scared me. They were hulking things of dull, weather-worn silver, with heads, torsos, and arms, but only a single huge wheel in place of legs. Their faces consisted of a single vertical line, like an arrow slit in a castle wall, at the leading edge of a fierce wedge-shaped skull. They had no eyes, no mouth. Their arms were segmented and ended in 3 clawed hands, good for nothing except crunching flesh and bone. In my imagination, the robots were keeping the little boy prisoner when he was not visiting me, doing horrible things to him, so horrible that he could never quite speak of them even when we were alone. It was only when I was older that I grasped that they were his bodyguards, that deep within the dim architecture of their minds was something perilously close to love. The robots only came to the bottom of the carpet, never rolling off it onto the wooden reception floor. The boy would hesitate, then step off, shiny black shoes clicking on the varnished blocks. His clothes were black except for white cuffs and a wide lacework collar. He wore a little backpack, and his black hair was glued back from his brow with strong-smelling lacquer. His face was pale and slightly pudgy, with round dark eyes of indeterminate colour. "Your eyes are funny," he always told me, "one blue and one green. Why didn't they fix that when you were born?" The robots would spin around at the waist and reverse back into the shuttle, where they would wait until it was time for the boy to leave. "It's hard to walk here," the boy always said, his footsteps unsteady. "Everything's too hard." "It feels normal to me," I said. It was a long time before I realized that the boy came from a place in the golden hour where the local gravity had been fixed at half standard, which meant he found it difficult to move around when visiting the planetoid. "Father says it's dangerous," the boy said as we made our way to the playroom, 2 nannies trailing behind. "What's dangerous?" "The thing inside your world. Or has no one told you about that yet?" "There's nothing inside the world but rock. I know. I looked it up in the story cube, after you told me there were snakes living in the caves under the house." "The story cube was lying to you. They do that when they think you need to be protected from the truth." "They don't lie." "Then ask your parents about the black hole. It's under your house right now." He must have known that my father was dead, and that I could only ask my mother something when her face appeared on one of the panes. "What's a black hole?" The boy thought about this for a moment. "It's a kind of monster, like a giant black spider hanging in an invisible web. Anything that comes too close, it grabs them and stings them and then eats them alive. And there's a very big one under your house." Thinking I was being clever, I said, "So what happened to the snakes? Did it eat them?" "I lied about the snakes," the boy said insouciantly, "but this is real. Ask the story cube about black holes if you don't believe me. Your family had it put under the house to make everything heavier. If it wasn't there, we'd be floating."